From the heart of Kronos to the frozen wastes of Rurapenthe, Klingons have built an empire that values strength, honor, and skill in combat. To be Klingon is to be a warrior. Fight well, live with honor, die with a blade in your hand. If you can do these things, you will live forever in the stories and songs of the Empire.
On the front lines of the Klingon Federation war, brave captains from both sides battle to defend their homes and gain advantages for their faction.
Captain, the warp trail ends here. What are your orders? Captain, we've begun the scans. We'll start at a range of 5 kilocams and work our way out from there.
Captain, I recommend modifying the navigational beacons in this system to amplify our efforts in locating the prisoner. Beacon modified. Nothing yet. We should modify another beacon. Got him! Establishing a communication link now.
I am impressed. I thought Doran was the right choice for command, but apparently even I can be wrong. The KDF will do well with you in their ranks. You have the tenacity of a rabid tard. As much as I might deserve to rot in a Klingon jail cell and be interrogated to within an inch of my life on a daily basis, I have unfinished business. It's time I was going. I don't doubt that you would. However, I always have an escape plan. I've planted a tiny subroutine in all Starfleet computers. If any vessel arrives in the Boreth system, their sensors will pick up distress beacons from dozens of destroyed Starfleet starships. In addition, when we started this conversation, I sent out a few false maydays from these phantom vessels. Ships are already responding. You've proven yourself to be a skilled warrior already, so I'm sure you know that Kalis said it was acceptable to lose a battle to save an empire, or a ship. I suggest you leave before Starfleet arrives.
Captain, we're being hailed by one of the Starfleet vessels.
Klingon bird of prey, power down your weapons and shields, and prepare to be boarded. Our sensors are detecting several Federation distress beacons. The beacons are as plain as... curious. They are no longer transmitting. Engineering.
did Starfleet have in our sector? It is there.
Congratulations,
Lieutenant. We have there is work to do. We're ready to leave the system.
This is Warden Katak of the Rura Penthe Penal Colony. You do not have authorization to land.
Our authorization comes from Chancellor Jimpak himself.
My apologies, Kalikanes. I am honored to meet you. What you represent? There are no Federation.
It appears the spy is as good at getting into prison.
Our security.
Your arrogance.
Our logs clearly.
Ready to beam down on your...
Halt! Where do you think you are going? You may have crossed. You will follow me. Warden, the visitors are here.
I can see them, Roga!
Your presence here is unnecessary. My God, you dare to question? Go! See for yourself!
Follow me to the general holding area. Take one of the jackal masters with you to sniff out treachery.
Interrogate the prisoners, Captain. One of them may have spotted the fugitive.
Take your ugly face somewhere else, before I cave it in with my fist!
Are they going to retry my case?
If this is about that stabbing, I don't know anything.
Get lost. I got nothing to say to you. I believe someone is following you, Captain. Turn around.
None of these prisoners will help you. They can sense danger far better than you can. And they know the risks of getting involved in a fight that's not theirs. Because I'm not a Batak like the Warden and his cousin. Have you asked yourself, why would a human come to Rura Pente? The human is here to extract a prisoner. There are no other alternatives. If he was coming to kill someone, then he's a Koth. All he needed to do was wait. Everyone sent to this hole dies. Are you questioning my honor? If you think you're safe because you hold a weapon, you're mistaken. The only thing standing between you and a cold grave is my patience. Someday, I'll teach you a lesson for testing my resolve. The human is here, but it is a complicated situation. You must do exactly as I say. We are surrounded by enemies, and you will need my help to survive. The only crime I've committed was thinking there could be peace between the great houses. And all you need to know is that I am a Klingon warrior with the information you need. Follow me, and I will take you to the one the prisoners call the Worm. The Worm is over by the mine entrance.
There you are. I was wondering if I'd lost you.
Don't try to play coy with us. You have the subterfuge skills of a wounded tar. Did you think no one here would notice a new prisoner? Or that no one would notice when you tampered with the air exchangers?
I see you found a new friend. Look, if I had the time to explain, I would. But I'm on a tight schedule, and you took your time getting here. If you want to know what's really going on, you'll have to ask your new friend. I need to be going.
Follow him! He's running for the surface! have to stop him! The worm has slithered to the surface. We need to stop him before he can reach the edge of the magnetic shield. I promise that I'll explain everything once we track him down. The human is trying to cross the ice. We need to hurry before he gets outside the magnetic shield. In that case, we don't have any time to waste. It will be difficult to track his movements in this flurry. Those were wild jackals. Keep a lookout for more. They travel in packs.
How can they survive on the surface?
They must feed on the corpses of dead prisoners.
Kemtar, you said you would explain why you were thrown into Rura Pente.
I am a diplomat. My peaceful words were called treason.
How can there be peace? We are at war!
You've clearly never read the works of Chancellor Gorkon. Let me ask you a question. How can we win a war if we can't stop fighting one another?
Honor must be upheld.
The words of a warrior. Still, killing one another for honor, blind. There he is!
Impressive. Your determination is commendable. There's more at stake here than dealing with a lone human on a mission of mercy. In fact, our intelligence says you have very little time left to act. Our friend here discovered that one of the great houses is plotting against the Empire. He's correct, but his curiosity cost him. Now you and Kemtar, will both have a chance for glory. Kemtar, your father still has friends in the Federation. They believe he's in great danger. I recommend a trip to the Vor system. There, you'll find out just how big of a mess you're in, and find the proof that Worf will want.
I don't. He and I have never met. But as I told you, the story is complicated. What you need to know is that he speaks the truth. There is a plot against the Empire, and it is not the Federation's doing. Our true enemies are closer than we realize. If we want to protect our people, we must go to the Vor system and see what is there.
I don't care if you trust me. Kemtar, tell your father that obligations have been met. Only you can decide how you'll deal with the greater threat.
The only threat you should be worried about is me. You're a miserable Karut. Not only have you broken penal colony protocol, but you've meddled in the affairs of House Torg. I don't care if Kemtar is innocent. We were paid a great deal of platinum to keep this piece of Baktak locked up.
That's my cue to exit. Good luck.
We can expect more cost to have a ship in orbit. We should beam up as soon as...
We read you, Captain. We can't get a lock on your position, Captain. You must still be within range of the magnetic field. We will bring the ship down to the surface to pick you up, Captain.
If we head for higher ground, it will be easier for your ship to locate us.
Mission objective waypoints will show up as circles on the map.
Look up ahead! The Warden and the guards are approaching!
You dishonorable dog! When the High Council hears what Gempuk's representatives have done here today, they will order your immediate execution!
Enough to keep us warm long after you're dead! We get paid whether Kemtar lives or dies. So before I kill you, I'll offer you the coward's choice of surrender! What am I forgetting, Tosha?
Drake said we should go to the Vor system. What would we possibly find? Whatever is there, it is a threat to the Klingon.
Transporter room is standing by.
Your report on Warden Kratak and the prison riot.
During my time as ambassador, I uncovered evidence that one of the great...
The Vor system in the Beta Quadrant can be located on the area map. Select any system to auto-travel to that location.
Captain, we've entered...
The Uridians are not known for their scientific prowess.
by default.
This is research facility, Logner,
Commander Plardos, you will provide this ship's computer access to all recent station communication logs. You will also transmit a manifest of shipments and supply delivery receipts for the last month.
Well, this is unexpected.
Lesson set.
Why are you completely mad? This is a top security installation. You don't have authorization to access our records. We're filing a formal complaint. Of course we're hiding something. We're conducting classified research. That's why you are not authorized to access station records. You do understand the concept of top secret, don't you? This is preposterous.
They've powered up defensive cannons and launched small craft. Station commander sent a distress signal. A ship is responding. Captain, Romulan warbird on sensors. Captain, the Romulan...
We received a distress call from this station. We are here to provide assistance. Station Commander Plardos sounded distressed. He mentioned a disagreement with a Klingon vessel. It would be dishonorable of us not to investigate. We appreciate the delicate nature of the situation. Would you mind if we spoke with the station?
I find this...
The Romulans hailed...
I don't need to remind...
Captain, the station has transported several crates of goods to the Romulans.
Commander Plardos has explained the situation. It sounds as if there's been a foolish bravado of the Klingon Empire, attacking your own station and then accusing us of wrongdoing. I should have expected something like this. Very well. We'll communicate in terms you can understand.
Thankful for your assistance. We had tracked the Tal Shiar to this system, but we would have been outmatched without your aid. The Romulan Republic faces many challenges, but conflict with the Klingon Empire should not be one of them. As a gesture of good faith, I'll share with you information that you might find to be of value. We believe Tal Shiar agents are collaborating with operatives in the Klingon Empire to steal weaponry and technology. We have uncovered large supplies of Klingon weapons on the planet Nimbus 3 that we believe are being stockpiled there by agents of the Empress. The stolen goods are being transferred through several facilities in the local sector, including this science station. The shipping manifests on the supply crates and the weapons themselves. By tracking the flow of goods, we've learned that there are agents in the Klingon Empire transferring stolen supplies to the Tal Shiar. Those supplies are being stockpiled on Nimbus 3. If you will help track down the source of those weapons, we will share our data with you. Transferring the data now. We expect the Klingon Empire to track down the source of these stolen goods and punish those responsible before more weapons fall into the wrong hands. If we discover any further information, we will notify the Empire's ambassador on Mol Rihan.
Please listen to me. We were only following protocol. We must ensure that our research doesn't fall into the wrong hands. We didn't know the shipments we were transferring were stolen. I was told that the crates were medical supplies needed on the war front. We didn't ask questions. Please, show mercy. Due to present circumstances,
we've received the data.
Your office.
You have a new captain power available
My
in
father,
your radio menu.
you can try.
Press the L2 button to show all your powers. Use the left stick to navigate this radio menu. Press the L3 button to set your quick power and update the default captain power to use. Press the right trigger to activate a power directly from this radio menu.
Klingon Empire. In order to beam down to the first city, you must approach the planet in your starship. Once you are within transporter range, a contact will offer you the option to beam down.
Perhaps. First, tell me who you are. Greetings. How may I assist you? That is an odd request. We stand in the courtyard of the Great Hall, and honor has no need of secrecy. If you cannot speak your mind in this place, then I have no desire to hear what you have to say. That is not my son's name. If Kemtar wishes to talk, tell him to come and speak to me. I will not communicate through intermediaries. He is the only one in danger, unless you have been foolish enough to listen to his tales. But you have already made that mistake. If you have spoken to him, then you have been to Rura Penthe. I am Gintok to the House of Martok. Lady Sorella has declared vengeance on the House of Jimpok. It would not surprise me if all the great houses wish me dead. Tell my son that I am capable of defending myself. Romulans. That does not make sense. Jimpok's position towards the Federation and the Tal Shiar is very clear. And in this, he has my house's full support. It would be foolish for any house to make such a connection. However, I would not be surprised to hear you mention the House of Duras. And that is exactly the sort of accusation that landed my son in a penal colony. Tell Kemtar that unless he has proof, he should stay silent. If he is a fugitive from Rurapente, he will only make his situation worse. I do not want to know any more about what you two are plotting.
Has Worf agreed to speak to us? What name I use is not important. Did you tell him what we've learned? Did you tell him the Romulans are involved? Given their history, I've considered the possibility that the House of Duras might be involved. Is he at least willing to review our evidence? Yacha! He is a stubborn old man and he is going to get himself killed. Agreed. If the Jinn talk to House Martok will not listen, we will take our concerns to the House itself. Martok's son Drex is off-world. I will contact Lady Sorella.
These events are very disturbing.
Sorella, serve the Empire well.
The estate of House Martok. It has been too long. After Gowron stripped my house of its titles and lands, this place became my home. I will defend it and House Martok to my final breath. Come, Lady Sorella waits for us ahead. Believe me when I say it is unwise to keep her waiting.
Welcome. I will skip the usual pleasantries. We have serious matters to discuss. The House of Martok has many enemies. Some of them seek to curry favor with Gempok, or the House of Duras, by striking at us. Until now, most of these attacks have been little more than a nuisance. But now we know that an enemy may be plotting to assassinate Worf, and my grandson, Maven, may also be a target. The filthy Baktag willing to carry out such dishonorable attacks must be stopped. And so, I ask you to find these assassins and eliminate.
The threat to House Martok will be dealt with, my lady.
He is on his way to the Batleth tournament on Forcus 3 with your father. Worf assured me that he would handle security matters during the trip, but that was before you reported your findings to me. Before you go, I have another concern. Our local farmers reported seeing a Romulan here recently. Given Kemtar's suspicions of a house collaborating with the Tal Shiar, it seems to be an odd coincidence. We need to know what the Romulan was doing here before you leave for the tournament.
A Romulan? Here? Once I would have considered that impossible. But we live in strange times. Maybe they have come to their senses and joined with the Empire against the Federation. I haven't seen this Romulan myself, but one of the others might have. You have my leave to speak with the workers. One of them might have seen your pointy-eared interloper.
What interest is a Klingon foreign to a Romulan?
The only thing I've paid attention to of late has been the lack of rain. But you're a warrior, not a farmer. You wouldn't be interested in that. Sorry I couldn't help you.
The Togs have been busy tearing up my roots, but other than that, I haven't seen anything unusual.
I remember seeing the Romulan. He said he was a surveyor hired to architect a...
This surveyor may be more than he seems. The idea of a Romulan moving alone, freely on estate grounds? I do not like where this is going. Let's follow his steps. Doing so could lead to insight on the Romulan's actions. I see the equipment there. It is definitely Romulan tech. That is definitely Romulan gear, but it is not surveying equipment. It is a short-range EM transmitter, not something a surveyor would use, Romulan or otherwise. I have a bad feeling about this. Disable it at once. Well done. We still have a suspicious Romulan on the loose, however. There is a shipping and receiving area nearby, close to a landing pad. I suggest speaking with the workers there. They may have seen our mysterious surveyor recently.
Yes, I remember this man. It's not every day you see a Romulan in the Ketha lowlands. He didn't say he was a surveyor, though. He told me that he was a part of a diplomatic delegation studying our agriculture. Martok would have never let a Romulan set foot on our world. That's why I don't think much of Jimpak. He's too soft. The oddest thing I remember, other than him being a Romulan, was that he personally scheduled the delivery of goods to the farm. That is against our security procedures. Lady Sorella insists on authorizing all deliveries to the manor. However, his codes were valid. He had Lady Sorella's signature, so I did as he asked. His delivery arrived today. It's a large package we moved to the grain storage shed near the house of Martok's manor. Never. He handles most of Lady Sorella's business transactions.
And now our surveyor is a diplomat. A Tal Shiar spy seems more likely. I processed that delivery. It was an order for the House of Martok. They needed explosives for digging out a new irrigation system. The order was placed by Lady Sorella with her signature and authorization codes. She must need the new irrigation channel badly. Normally, Sorella delays such tasks until the winter, when the farm hands aren't busy with planting and harvesting. This spy... We should focus our search near the fertilizer shed. The spy will need a good vantage point. The signal is getting weaker. The signal is getting stronger! The signal is getting stronger!
The signal is getting stronger! The signal is getting stronger! The signal is getting stronger! The signal is getting stronger! There, by the ship!
The House
What
of
is that
Martok
Romulan
will
doing?
crumble, and with it, the rest of the Klingon Empire. You cannot stop what has begun.
Treacherous Vorshak! It's an ambush! They're finished! Deal with that bomb before it kills us all! This ship, it would have been a fit. We must continue the hunt, my friend. Ever since Gempok recognized the government on New Romulus, the number of Romulan ships in orbit over Kronos has increased. Most of them have legitimate reasons for being here. As a diplomat, I realize that harassing such a ship could lead to an incident. That's trouble we do not need. Very well. I am willing to continue, as long as you understand that discovering the vessel that holds our quarry will be difficult. There's a lot of warp and impulse traffic in the area. It's too much for the scanners to handle, especially if we're dealing with a cloaked ship. That's assuming the ship is still in the system. They may have gone to warp as soon as the spy stepped off the transporter panel. Ah, your intuition served us well, my friend. Scanners are detecting trace singularity distortions from the nearby asteroids. I believe a cloaked Romulan warbird recently entered warp there. If we get a...
I'm being pursued by annoying Klingon insects. What are they called? Longflies. As much as I would love to dance, I have a pressing appointment elsewhere, so let's change parts.
see if we can follow the warp trail of the Romulan leader. Scanner. Agreed. I believe... We have arrived in the Forcus system. The Warbird's warp trail ends here. She's out there, somewhere. Initiating sensor sweep now. I've hailed him several times, but he has not answered. Either he is unable to respond, or unwilling to respond. Let us hope he is engaged with the Batleth tournament, and watching over Maven. We will need to beam down to the surface to know for certain, however. Yes, she is dropping into orbit over Forcus 3, and hailing us. It appears Commander Tarson would like a word.
You're becoming an annoyance. You have made yourself a target by defending the House of Martok. By following me here, you've given me no choice but to destroy you.
Energy traces so we can follow them. We must find him! Quickly!
You cannot stop what is already set in motion. The Klingon Empire will fall.
person may have beamed himself and his agents to the surface. He also has Klingon traitors aiding his cause. We have more work to do, my friend. Let us beam down and attempt to contact Maven and my father before things get worse. Any Romulans here will be well hidden, but their Klingon allies will be able to move freely. Even so, someone might have noticed some unusual behavior. Let's start in the bar. Tongues loosened by blood wine may reveal clues we'd otherwise miss.
Did you see Jim Puck when he was young and still fighting in the tournaments? Oh, now that was something to behold. He was masterful and fluent, not like the young.
Wonderful! Another stout warrior eager to hear the story of my glory days in battle.
Single fighter for the House of Duras. He looks like a real contender for Champion's Night.
General Chang fought Dahar Master Kor, both in their prime fighting condition. Who do you think would take champion stand?
And what do you think of the new rule restricting botnet links to between...
Do you really think a Romulan would be foolish enough to beam down to an arena filled with hundreds of Klingon warriors? Besides, ever since that one tournament where the champion of the House of Mokai used a transporter to steal his opponent's backlet in the middle of a fight, there are transport inhibitors in place. The only places they can operate are the transport pads and cargo storage.
The enemy is devious, moving in disguise. Tactics worthy of House Mokai, but not a true Klingon warrior. If they're posing as cargo haulers, they will have access to the locker rooms where competitors store their gear. They need only wait there for Maven between rounds and strike when he least expects it. Hearing the chanting and sounds of battlets reminds me of the first time I celebrated the Côte Maval festival. That was the first time I remember understanding what it means to be a Klingon warrior.
Nuchnech, speak quickly. I have a tournament to run, and little time for fools. Access is limited to maintenance staff and competitors. If you have a security concern, I am, and you will explain your...
There is another way. Is it still...
Not as a competitor, but we do have an opening for an exhibition match. One of the fighters put enough blood wine in his gut to drop the Gorn King and had to withdraw. If you wish to take them combat, you shall have.
Our next match will begin shortly.
Ha! You fight well. Work on your form, and you might quite...
I said that I would tell you the story of how I came to be called Kemtar. Kemtar was the name of a warrior who saved my father from assassins on Moranga Ford. I used the name Kemtar to honor his memory, to remind me of what it means to be Klingon.
What's this? A globfly buzzes into these hallowed chambers? This is a place for competitors, insect! Begone! The insect buzzes still.
More traitors in league with Tarson. They must be preparing to strike.
You are looking for Maven? He is in another room, further down the hallway.
Maven has fallen to treachery! The House of Martok will have its... He's using the field to weaken our energy weapon! Switch to a melee weapon!
Tor! I need reinforcements!
What is the meaning of this, Alexander? Maven was sent here to replace his equipment, and yet I find you here, surrounded by Romulans with the grandson of Martok dead at your feet.
Lady Sorella feared that you alone would not be able to keep her grandson safe. We followed these Romulans here, and would have stopped them had these halls not been filled with Klingon traitors. And where were you when these assassins struck?
I see you have been listening to my son's conspiracy theories again. He talks of peace and uniting the houses, yet here he is, with a blade in his hand, looking for glory. I told you I wanted nothing to do with this.
While you were here at the tournament, assassins moved against Lady Sorella at her own estate. If we hadn't tracked down this agent and disarmed his explosive, she would be dead as well. At every step, we have encountered Klingons hiding in the shadows, with blades at our backs.
I have not seen this evidence, but I believe what you say. We will get to the bottom of this. that does not mean we can act rashly. If there were Klingons aiding these agents, then we are still in danger.
Agreed. A great house conspiring with the Tal Shiar to assassinate other Klingons. And it is not just a theory. How high does the corruption go?
Sorella and the rest of the House of Martok will mourn for...
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
My former jailers were from that house. At least. Before we sent them to Grethel on the frozen tundra of Rura Pente.
The idea that one of the great houses is conspiring with Romulans to attack House Martok is troublesome. Come to the Kethel Lowlands. Worf and I would be honored if you would participate in Maven's Hecate. Once we have put our family matters to rest, you may work with Worf and Kemtar to determine our plan of attack. Serve the Empire well.
Maven was the heir of House Martok. We will be diminished without him. He died as a warrior born, and soon he will join his honored ancestors in the halls of Stovokor.
You honor my house by returning the body of Maven to his home. My grandson was very traditional. In his honor, we shall perform an Akvo. Together, we will follow our ancient traditions by watching over Maven until his spirit is ready for the journey to Stovokor. I would be honored if you joined us in the Akvo.
In the flash, before the night, you heard the call of Stovokor. The warriors singing. Cry out your name. Welcome home. Welcome home. Let not your heart be filled with fear. The spirit soars on honor's wings. Your heart is singing. You found your way. Welcome home. Welcome home. Thank you for participating in the Akvo. It is important that we remember our traditions. Together, we have kept away the predators that would take Maven's body before his spirit was ready to leave for Stovokor. Now he may seek the fellowship of Martok and continue the warrior's journey.
Pardon my interruption, Gintok. We have an urgent security matter. House of Tog warriors was seen gathering in the first city. We have word that they are planning an assault, and will be here any moment.
Send an alert to everyone on the estate. I will see to Lady Sorella. Prepare your men. We will not let these dogs catch us by surprise. Here they come. Show them no mercy.
Defend Lady Sorella!
House Tog will end you, Martok fool! And your pathetic house!
You desecrated the Akvo, and for that, you will die.
More in it. The ferry for Grethor leaves soon, and you shall be on it.
You worthless Karut!
Torg sent his lackeys to attack us during a sacred ritual. He is truly a dishonorable Takek, and I will have my vengeance. Allies of House Martok, hear me now. Lead our warriors against the House of Torg and bring an end to their treachery once and for all.
After everything you have done on behalf of the House of Martok, I ask that you see this campaign to its conclusion. The House of Torg must not be allowed to survive this day. The House of Torg's main base is located in the Gorath system. I will prepare our fleet, and we will attack while we have the advantage. Take Alexander with you, and he will ensure your ship is recognized as an ally by our fleet. Torg will soon discover that the House of Martok is stronger than he was led to believe. Make contact with the fleet when you enter the Gorath system to receive further instructions.
We've arrived in the Gorath system. Our transponder signal has been linked to the Martok fleet commander, and we're receiving battle instructions. The IKS Mooj will follow us. Our task is to destroy hard assets that Torg could use to mount a counterattack.
To battle!
There is one of the freighters. Target it before it can escape.
Empire will prevail.
There is one of the freighters. Target it before it can escape. At last, the... Sagen's quarter.
What's this? My dark assassin! Here? Madness!
Torg severed Martok's bloodline when he killed Maven. Now, with the death of Sagen, we have our revenge! As it has always been, my friend. As it always will be. For we are Klingon! We must seek any further evidence of Torg's treason. We can use what we find when we bring him before the Council.
Idiots! You told us this place was secure!
dare to interrupt my drinking? You Martok fools must really want to die.
Those shipping containers in the back court are not of Klingon design. These are Romulan shipping containers, but they're filled with Klingon weapons and technology. These crates are similar to those we found in the Vor system. According to the shipping manifests, they're scheduled to be transferred to a freighter with a destination somewhere within Romulan space. This evidence connects Torg directly to the information we received from the Romulan Republic captain. Torg is selling weapons and secrets to the Tal Shiar, and in exchange, they provide him with deniable assets, ships and assassins to remove his competitors.
You fight well, but you will go no further, assassins!
Torg must be locked in his audience chamber. We must get those doors open!
Far enough,
Howard! He used his transporter!
Did you think that you could walk into my home, kill my son, and live to tell about it? I would personally drag you and every other misbegotten member of your house to the frozen core of Rurapente, where you will all die without honor!
Your corruption is poison. You talk of honor, but have none of your own. You see power, yet trade it to our enemies for personal gain. You rule a great house, yet have no understanding of what makes our people great.
Don't talk to me of our people, Alexander, son of Worf. It is because of half-breeds like you that our people have grown weak. The fact that Martok accepted you into his family is reason enough for me to destroy his house. You have no idea what the future holds for our people. If you knew what the Romulans have told me, you would
beg to join us.
Whatever the future may bring to the Empire, you will not be a part of it, Torg. I will see to that. Perhaps, in the future, there will be peace between our houses, but...
You dare insult me with talk of peace? As you stand there with the blood of my son on your hands? There will be no peace between us, mongrel. I will not rest until every man, woman, and child of House Martok are among the honorless dead, bound for Grethor. Take care of these
He has escaped for
and
now.
Bring me Alexander.
But when we are finished, we will make sure that he has nowhere to run. There will be no safe haven in the entire Empire for Torg. We must take the evidence we've collected to Kronos and present it to the High Council. Once Chancellor Gempok knows of Torg's treason, there will be justice at last. Perhaps they will put Torg into my old cell on Rurapente. It is more than he deserves, but it would be poetic. Incoming hail. It is my father.
The remainder of our fleet has assembled in the system. The House of Torg has called in Romulan reinforcements. But if we stick to our offensive strategy, we will prevail. Form up behind the IKS Taj, and we will teach these fools how to fight ship to ship.
reading a few ships on attack vectors, all with House Torg registries. Someone doesn't want us to present our evidence to the High Council. It does not matter. I did not come this far to fall in battle to the lackeys of Torg. My father has contacted Chancellor Jumphawk and explained the situation. He is waiting for us in the Great Hall. The Chancellor and the High Command are waiting for us as well. There, my father will formally accuse Torg of treason. Father tells me that Torg will be present as well. That should make things interesting.
It is time. We must confront Torg.
Ambassador Worf and Kimtar. An interesting band of warriors, to be sure. The time has come. We are ready to hear your claim. Are you prepared to show evidence to support it? Worf, son of Moog, you have called this council on a very serious matter. Speak.
The House of Martok will show evidence that Torg, son of Cormog, has committed acts of treason.
I will not stand by and let the House of Martok spread more lies and deceit to this council.
This brave warrior, together with my son Alexander, uncovered a plot by the House of Torg to transfer weapons and classified technology to our enemies in the Romulan Star Empire. We have presented to the Chancellor's aides physical evidence and computer logs that will trace stolen weapons from the exchange through the House of Torg to agents within the Tal Shiar.
This dishonorable Baktok would say anything to hide the weakness and decay in his own house.
The evidence is clear, Tog. It is the finding of this council that you have lost all sight of honor and are guilty of treason. The accusation stands. The judgment is discommendation. From this point forward, the House of Tog will be no more.
You have killed my son! You have stripped my heart before I kill you!
Father, look out! Ah! Alexander!
We will control the Empire! Kill these fools! Get me out of here! Now!
It seems I am not the warrior I should have been, Father.
You were warrior enough to save me. All that matters now is that you are my son.
And for that, I am proud.
Save your strength, son. Help is coming.
They will be too late. Today is a good day to die.
It will be a good death. You are a warrior. This tragedy will not be forgotten. I want to thank you for rescuing my son from Rurapente and allowing him to die with honor. You have done much for the house, perhaps, but the pain will...
We will make sure the House of Torg is...
Congratulations, Lieutenant.